Hey guys, Coach Harris again. Hey, what we're going to talk about this time is solving equations, especially equations with one variable. And so notice we have here an equation 6x plus 5 equals negative 3x plus 11. One thing's different maybe than some of the easier equations is we've got x on both sides. So some concepts within this that we need to know. We need to understand how terms move across the equal sign. Okay, now, quick little reference over here. What do we have to be able to solve this? Well, we have four mathematical operations. We have adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Those are the four common mathematical operations we use when solving an equation. So, when I say solve an equation for one variable, the idea is I want to isolate the variable. I want to get the variable by itself on one side. So let's think about isolating the variable. Now notice I've got 6x over here and I've got negative 3x over there. Somehow I've got to get both terms on this same side or combined together. So what I want to do here is I'm going to keep that equals in the middle. I want to get rid of negative 3x. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to ask myself which one's bigger, 6x or negative 3x? Well, 6x is bigger, so I'm going to get rid of the negative 3x by doing the opposite of what's there. Right now it's minus 3x or negative 3x. To get rid of it, I'm going to add 3x. Now, we want to, as you solve equations, we want to remember we got to keep our equations balanced. If I do something new on one side, I've got to do it new on the other. So I add 3x over here, I'm going to add 3x over here. Now, please check this out. Notice I'm not adding 3x to the 11. I'm just doing it on one to the term that it can be combined with. Excuse me, y'all. Got a little symptomatic stuff going on here. So anyway, notice what happens here. That goes to 0. Negative 3x and positive 3x is 0. So that leaves me 11 on the right-hand side. 6x plus 3x is 9x. Okay? I'm going to bring down the plus 5. Done nothing with that so far. Now, getting closer to getting that x by itself. I got to get rid of the positive 5 or the plus 5. What's the opposite or inverse operation of plus? It's going to be minus. So I'm going to subtract 5 here. I'm going to subtract 5 there. Okay, so 5 minus 5 goes to 0. That gives me 9x equals 11 minus 5 is 6. Almost done. Now, we see 9x here. Remember back in middle school, you were writing 2 times 4, and you would do it like this. 2 times 4 equals 8. Well, as we get to high school, we no longer write that times in there like that. We'll put a dot, or in this case, we see 9 and an x next to one another. Remember, that means 9 times x. So think to yourself, what's the opposite or inverse operation of times? That's going to be divide. So what I want to do is I want to now divide both sides by 9. Why by 9? Because I want to isolate the variable. I got to get rid of that number that's connected to that x, that coefficient. So those cancel. 9 divided by 9 is 1, so I get x equals 6 divided by 9. Now, theoretically, that is the correct answer, but very often we want to be able to write that in simplest terms. So what I got to recognize here is there a number that goes evenly into 6 and into 9? Well, that number is 3. So now what I can do is I can say 6 divided by 3 is 2, 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, so my simplified answer is x equals 2 divided by 3, or 2/3. Again, remember, when you do something new on one side, you have to do it new on the other side. Right here, we added 3x here, we added 3x here. I cannot combine the 3x to 5. That does not become 8x. I can only combine it to something that is a similar or a like term. We'll be doing a video here soon about like terms. Remember, again, also, whenever we're solving these equations, especially in integrated math 1, algebra 1, stuff like that, you want to use add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Do not make this hard. Recognize what's there and then apply the inverse or the opposite operation. This has been Coach Harris with another 5-minute math lesson.